Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, how are we doing? I hope we are doing well today. Happy Sunday morning to you. It is the first Sunday of September. Yes, we are in a new month, and it is amazing to be here alive above ground. As I always say, it is truly a blessing to be here. I hope everyone is doing well today. Yes, it has been a minute, about 2 weeks since I did my last podcast episode. There's been a lot going on with me behind the scenes, and I'm gonna catch you guys up. But it is amazing to be here today. I hope this video finds you guys well. I hope everything in our lives is going pretty good. Family is doing well. We are doing well and in our best health. It is good to be here today on September the 3rd. September the 3rd, 2023. Can you guys believe that we have like less than 3 months before Christmas and before this year is over with? That is wow. I feel like time has been moving at warp speed and I've been barely holding on, but here we are today, the 9th of the month. Wow. Excuse me, the September the 9th. The ninth month of September, the third day. So it is great to be here. Thank you guys for taking time to listen to all of my episodes on my podcast. I will tell you, you are going to be hearing some music in the background. It is Sunday, and in our household on Sunday, it's gospel music, meditation, pray, church, by video, whatever. It's all about our praise and service, and just reflecting on all the goodness of the amazing God that we get to have and serve. So the music that you hear in the background, that amazing music, I do not own the rights to that music, but I do get to enjoy it on a daily basis. So that's what you're hearing in the background. As you probably noticed, if you're able to see this episode, some things have changed, like location wise for me. I have changed from one room to the next, so I've moved the office around a little bit. So what you see behind me, if you're able to see, is some of my many certificates that I've attained in the last 3 to 5 years. You see my inspirational messages to myself, and to the right you see the picture of the Black Wall Street, and of course my clock. That's the background. I'm just describing the backdrop that you guys, new backdrop that you guys are seeing behind me. But it is good to be here. It is good to be heard, be seen, and not viewed. Thank you guys again for taking the time to just listen. Thank you for taking the time to subscribe. Thank you for just taking the time to just care enough about what I have to talk about to want to listen to it. So thank you from that, from the bottom of my heart. I don't take that lightly. I understand the charge that I have on my life, and that is to encourage and uplift and motivate, inspire anyone that I come in contact with. And if I get a chance to, just to let you know, drop you my story on what I've been through, what I've seen. I'm not a PhD in anything, but I am pretty good at surviving what life throws at me, thanks to the help of the amazing God that I have in my life. What I wanted to come to you guys and talk to you guys about today is relationships. Relationships. It can be relationship with yourself, relationship with God, relationship with your family, with your partner, with your husband, with your spouse, with your girlfriend, with your boo thing, with your 3 o'clock in the morning, colleagues at work, relationships. And I'm going to share with you guys how I look at relationships and what I think about relationship. You notice when I began talking about relationships, I said the relationship with yourself. I have always felt and extremely feel this way today. It's hard for you to love someone else when you don't love yourself. It's hard for you to take care of someone else when you don't take care of yourself. It's hard for you to feed someone else when you're not feeding yourself. It is hard for you to heal someone else when you have not been healed first. I've shared with you guys in many videos that I am a product of many years of counseling. I believe in it. I believe in doing the work. I believe that, like when you're flying on an airplane and the flight attendant tell you if there's turbulence or if there's going to be an accident in anything and the oxygen mask comes out, you first need to put it on yourself, because you're no good to anyone else if you don't protect yourself. So I use that same approach in my life. I have to first make sure that Nathaniel Thomas Fort is all together. It's good. In my life, I have always been that one that will make sure that everybody else on the boat is good and copacetic. And I will forget about me. But through counseling, trial and error, being burnt, being hurt, being heartbroken, being used, being spit upon, being wiped on, being stepped on, I've learned that I have to first make sure that the oxygen mask is on me first. That Nathaniel is good. All of Nathaniel. Even that little Nathaniel that was broken when he was 5 years old, when he was 7 years old, when he was 9, when he was 11, 13, 15. I had to go back and do that work first to bring me up to where I am today. Because what I've learned in counseling, past traumas do affect you in your life, in your relationships. I'll give you an example. My father didn't grow up in my life. My biological father did not grow up in my life. But God saw it fit that I had an amazing grandfather. When my mom divorced my dad, she moved back to her hometown of Dadeville with her dad. So I was raised by my grandfather and my mom. I got a little bit, I'm an old soul, so I spent a lot of time around my grandfather. And I had my mom there too. And they gave me what I needed, the best they could. But I was still missing that love for my father, that brokenness, that hurt. And those of you don't know me, that knows me know, if I put a side-by-side picture of my dad, my biological father up here, I am the brown skin, red version of him, and he's a high yellow man. We look practically like twins. And I was Nathaniel Thomas Jr., and he was Nathaniel Thomas Sr. I'm saying that to say this. When you have been abandoned by someone that you have been named after, and that you look very much alike, it made it very hard for me. And then on top of that, I was gay. So let's throw that in the mix. So it was a lot of hurt. It's still a lot of hurt that is there for me in that relationship. And in talking about relationships, I had to understand through counseling, I can't change what happened in the past with my father, the things that he didn't do, the birthdays that he missed. He couldn't tell you 5 good things about me right now as a 46-year-old man because he was not there in my life. And I'm a type of person, I was taught never run behind anybody. Actually, I was taught to not to run behind any dust. My great-great-grandmother taught me that from a incident with my dad where he didn't show up and he said he was. And I was crying and upset, and that made her mad. She said, let me tell you something, boy. Don't you cry behind no dirt. Because when we all pass away, we return back to our natural form, which is dirt or soil. She said, I know that hurt you. She said, you shed your tears and you let it go and you move on. She said, because you still have a life. He made a choice not to be in your life. That's his choice. That's his loss. You got to live your life for yourself. And somewhere in that, you will forgive him. And she was right. But it took a lot of time. It took a lot of therapy. It took a lot of forgiveness. It took a lot of maturing. It took a lot of, I didn't want it to cripple me in all of my future relationships. But it did hurt. It still, to this day, it doesn't hurt like it used to. It's just a sadness. A sadness of something I never got to experience with my dad. And just to let you know, I live in Columbus and we probably live not even an hour away from each other. I don't feel the need to reach out to him. I don't feel the need to have a relationship with him because last time I checked, a phone call, a text message works both ways. And I can't go back and say, I can't go back and fix what happened in the past. And it's still that awkwardness between us. But I love him. Please don't get me wrong. I love him. Um, always will. He's my father. Um, he's my daddy. My grandfather was my father. My grandfather was the one that raised me. My grandfather was the one that can tell you everything about me if he was alive. And to know that I was able to be there, my grandfather raised me, and then with him being senior at the time, I was able to take care of him and be his caregiver before he transitioned. So I got to return that favor um, of that person that took their time to tie my tie, of that person that took me time how to be a man and how to shoot a gun and how to wring a chicken neck, how to take care of your family and provide, how to be a landscaper, how to be a cook, how to be a fisherman, how to be sharp. He was a master mason. Um, and I got to experience all of that with my grandfather. However, I didn't get to experience that with my dad. And I learned in therapy that you have to forgive people, number one, forgive yourself. You also have to meet people where they are. And like I said, if I see my dad, I don't have a problem with having an interaction with him. But what I'm not gonna do is sit there and act like everything is copacetic, everything is good. Um, but at the same time, I'm not gonna roast him. I'm not gonna say, well, you know something, the person, and he said to me, he said, I'm proud of you. He said, I'm proud of you, the man that you became. I'm proud of you of what your mother and grandfather did, what they showed you. You are a reflection of them. He said, and I see that in you. And he said, I'm proud of you. And that really, I took it and I was like, okay, thank you. But that really didn't mean two quarrels to me because I just felt like it was somebody from the outside saying that. And I thanked him and I kept it moving. Um, I'm optimistic one day we may get in a better place or a little bit more dialogue between us. But I'm good. I'm good. Like I said, I don't run behind people. If I believe things need to happen organically. Now, I do believe that you need to have an open heart and open spirit and be, you know, ready if anything is going to move forward. No blockage, no walls up and all of that. But when it comes to relationships, we get to decide how we choose to allow people to treat us. And I'm a firm believer in, I'm going to give you my best, my all. Everything that I know that is in me, everything that is right, everything that is good, everything that is peaceful, everything that is my best. And if you're not going to do that for me, I understand my best may not be your best. I understand that. But if I see that what you're giving me is not feeding me and not adding to me and not sharpening me, I don't go through that with people. I'm very closed off. When I say closed off, I know who I am and what I can bring to the table. Me and my husband was talking the other night. I said, you're such a loving friend. Because he has a lot of friends. He's older, and their friendships are a long time, like 10, 20, 30 plus years. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. I said, I love to see you having interaction with your friends. I said, it's amazing. Now, me on the other hand, I'm tough. When I say I'm tough, I'm good by myself. When I say I'm good by myself, I through experiences in my life, I don't let a lot of people get close to me. I don't let a lot of people get close to me. Let me explain to you what I mean by that. I'm a giver. I'm a person that's gonna take care and nourish and feed and anyone that comes in contact with me. That I feel that they're coming from a good place. I'm a pretty good read of character. If I sense that there's some messiness and some trouble, some low downness, no negativity in you, I don't move forward. I keep you at an arm's length or a football field length. But if I sense that you have a good heart and a good spirit, I don't mind helping you. I don't mind encouraging you. I don't mind you being in my closeness of me because I understand the power of spirits. and how people can come and zap and drain and take and suck everything that you have. And once they get what they had, what they need from you, they move on. I've had that happen to me a lot in my life, so it has forced me to put walls up, and I keep that sweetness of me only from those people who are close to me, friends and families, more friends than family, per se. Because sometimes people feel just because you're blood, you are indebted to them in a lot of ways, and I don't believe that. Just because you blood don't make you kinship. I do believe you get to pick the relationships that are going to feed and nurture you as a human being. Some of my most amazing relationships have been with people that was completely different than me, completely different. People I never thought I would be in a relationship, a friendship, a partnership, an acquaintanceship with, comrades too. It shocked me, and I love that. When it comes to my family, give me just a break, take a coffee break. When it comes to my family, my blood family, every single one of them can tell you that they call me Junior, that Junior is going to give you everything that he got and then some. But when he realized that you are not trying to be the best and do the best with what you got and what you get from him, and you're not able to reciprocate not even a fourth or half of what he did for you, he moves on. I love you, but I moves on. Because I've learned over time, if you keep pouring and pouring into people, there's not going to be anyone there to pour into you. There's not. And you're exhausted and bitter and mad and sick, but they're going on with their business, whatever they were going to do, because they got what they needed out of you. Relationships, a lot of times, and I've learned that there's different relationships, different degrees of relationships. A lot of us find ourselves in situationships, and it can just be that you are going through a tough time, and you feel like you need to reach out to and hold on to whomever you can, just to feel supported and whole and needed and safe. But you need to make sure that you communicate that with people and let people know that, because a lot of time it comes across that you're just using people. But if they're understanding that you're trying to survive, you're trying to make it, communicate that with people, and you will be surprised what you will get in return. You really would. I see a lot of people, I know myself in the past, have been in relationships, intimate relationships, and I thought it was, love. No, baby, that was a situationship. No, babe, that was just two people trying to hold on to each other and go through life when it's a storm, a hurricane, or a typhoon going on. Just two people trying to hold on to each other. Doesn't mean that there's love there. Doesn't mean it's not there. It's just a situationship. The ozone, the environment has forced you to be close to a person or individual. And it may not be love there, but two people just trying to lean and find safety in that. Over time, I've learned to identify that and be able to speak to that, and apologize to the individuals who I wronged, but I was really trying to survive, really, and vice versa for them. I'm a firm believer in karma. I'm a firm believer in, if you do right is going to come back to you. I'm a firm believer in the bullseye effect. Karma's going to come back to you. Boomerang, it's going to come back to you. What you put out there, good or bad, it's going to come back. Whatever you do that is in you, low down, good for nothing, you can only mask that for so long, and the truth is going to come out. I'm a firm believer in that. Today I've learned at 46 years old, just tell the truth. Just be honest with people. Let people know what you can and can't do, what you will and won't do, what you're afraid of, what you're scared of. There are things that have came up in my life in the last couple months, and I had to be like, oh, wow, I'm scared. This is a lot. I don't know if I can do this. If you're patient with me, I'm sure I can work through this with your help. I'm gonna need you to help guide me and support me through this. But you got to be willing and humble enough to say that to people. You do. Um, like right now in my life, I'm just started a new contract. It's one of the biggest contract I think I've ever taken on. And those of you who don't know, I'm actually working full time as a corporate call center trainer. So I have the company that I work for that I have a contract with, and right now I have about 6 different projects that I'm working on. I'm also working on my project management certification as well. Yes, I'm a crazy person. I love to stay busy. I love to challenge myself. So I have been really busy working on that. Like I said, I work for a company. I have a contract with the company, thank God. And I have 5 different clients. Well, 5 different things that I have to do, 5 different trainings, I have to train all. First, I have to be trained on their information. Then the trainer, myself, excuse me, has to train their people. It can be ranging from any amount. Amount in the class that I'm training. It can be on any topic. It can be on anything. So that is keeping me busy right now. I've been working on that for like the last, all of August. Yeah, I started beginning of August. Crazy with that. So I have just been studying and training and grabbing information, getting ready to present it and train it to other people remotely. So yeah, and that's where a lot of these certificates that I have behind me come from, is from me training, getting trained on how to do this. And I'm grateful because I'm doing something that, to be honest with you, I never thought I could be doing. But you know something? I said, why can't I do it? Let me go get the training. Let me pay for it. Or let me find out the free training I can get so I can do this. And over time, I built up a new resume. I built up new skill set. I built up a new languages, in IT, in call center, in corporate America, in training, in AI, in HR, in Sigma Black Belt, well, Sigma Green Belt now. All of these trainings that I have trained on, and now I get to deliver it and train people and be the trainer to the trainers. Using all my management experience from corporate America over 20 plus years. I'm passionate about it because I get to train people on different things. It wowed me the other day. I was sitting here like, oh my God, Nathaniel, here you are sitting here training people on cruise lines, how to sell cruise lines, or how to be the customer service for people who are going on cruise. Then you're training people on how to use Microsoft Outlook. Then you're training people how to TurboTax. It's different things I may be training on, but first I have to go through the training, know all the information, and train these people. And I'm not talking about like 1 or 2 people. I'm talking about hundreds. And I may have an AM training, I may have a PM training, and it's all over the world. And they're sitting here videoing me, watching me, and I'm delivering this training. So that's where me being able to speak and be a great communicator comes in. I want to thank you guys because really doing this has really helped me to be able to be a more effective communicator. Because we're not just sitting here talking for like 15, 20 minutes. We're talking about talking at hours at times. One training may be 4 or 5 hours. One training may be, 8 hours all day. But I'm thankful that I'm constantly learning and evolving. And in doing so, I have built up relationships with an amazing mentor. And I have a new mentor now, my boss that I have now, and I'm smiling because it just kind of organically happened. From the first time we met 3 months ago in the interview process, I knew we were gonna be like, we were laughing, and the interview didn't feel like an interview. It felt like just 2 working professionals talking, and By the end of the interview, I was like misty-eyed. And she was getting misty-eyed. And she's like, do I see you get misty-eyed? Because if you get misty-eyed, I'm gonna get misty-eyed. And that's not gonna be good. So, yeah. But I would tell you that any relationship, every relationship, they have to start from a place of an innocent. No preconceived thoughts in your head. No, I'm gonna build a relationship with this person so I can get to know X, Y, and Z. Okay, you can do that. But let me tell you something, it ain't gonna end good for you. Some of my best relationships happen organically. Like the new one that I just formed with my new boss. And I don't even like using that word boss with her. It's rewarding to be in the presence of a person. It doesn't matter if it's a 5 minute, an hour, days, interaction, but you feel good walking away. I love that. I love that. And when that person is feeding you and you're feeding that person, I love that. I love that. And I would tell any of you, if there's any relationship, situationship that you're in and it's not making you feel good inside, don't do it. Don't continue in that. Because you are shortening yourself in the long term. When I look at the relationships I have now, I can honestly say I picked that. I chose that. I wanted that. I'm enjoying it. I'm grateful for it. I look forward to our next interaction. If you're not feeling that with anything you're in, I would really look at myself. Because somewhere in that, you allowed it to run amok the way that it did because you allowed it to go on. When you should have said, you know something, Nathaniel, we need to have a conversation. Something you said a week ago is not sitting right with me. Something you did or didn't do is not sitting right with me. And for us to continue in where we are right now and to have something in the future, I wanted to address this with you. And people, when you say that you forgive somebody, forgive them. Forgive them. I understand that getting over it is going to take a little bit longer, but forgive them. Because all of us has sinned and fell short of the glory of the Lord. All of us have made a mistake, hurt someone, did something incorrectly, whether we did it intentionally or not. But forgive that person. But watch them. Make sure that behavior doesn't repeat again. Because if it does, that apology that they gave was nothing. It just was lip service. And move on. Now, you may not be in the graces that you were with that person before, but you've saved a relationship that can potentially feed you and help you a long time. As I always said, relationships that I have now, I chose those relationships. Because if it wasn't adding to me and making me a better person, I wouldn't be doing it. I wouldn't be experiencing it because I don't like to waste my time with idle chit chat and idle mess and just being in something with somebody just because we're in it together. No sir, no ma'am. I tell you real quick, I'm checking out. You need to check out. I don't want to waste your time, nor do I want my time waste. I don't think I can add to you. If I have to be that devil in that person's life just because I said no and I'm not accepting that, or no, I don't want this anymore. If I have to be that devil, I don't mind being that devil. Because if I continue being friends with you or whatever with you, you will be the clown in my circus. You are the clown in my circus. And that's not fair to you. And that's not fair to me because I didn't pay for that admission. If I want to go to the circus, if Barnum and Bailey Circus is coming to Columbus, I would have to pay that fee. buy those tickets to attend that. I could see all the clowns and animals I want to see, or go to the zoo if I wanted to. But I decided not to do that in my personal life, with my personal business, my personal relationship, my personal time. So if I see that something's not working out for me, or I can't help it, or it's not helping me and not working to my good, I cut it real quick and let the person know if I feel like it. This not gonna work. And you don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't. It's up to you. But in the same token, let's say you're in a relationship or or whatever partnership, let people know what they mean to you. Let people know you appreciate them. Call them out the blue. Send them a text message. Write them and I'm funny. I'm real funny. Hold on, let me grab something real quick, if I can. I love doing little things like this. Sending people little thank you letters. They go a long way. Even with people I work with, colleagues or something, if I have their home address, if they get comfortable enough with me and share their information with me, I like to send them little cards and I will handwrite it out. Just wanted to take the time to let you know that our last conversation is close to my heart, and I thank you for your time and your expression of all that is you. Just know that I'm grateful to have you in my life. Sending people things like that, it does something to the heart and to the soul. We've got so disconnected today. We don't take a lot of time to say things like that. And then when we get a phone call or text or see on Facebook that somebody passed away, oh my God, woe is me. But when this person was alive, you didn't take the time to let them know what they meant to you. Or went out your way to say, hey, I would like to have lunch with you. I know you are very busy this week. I just want to cash app you $25. Can you go take yourself to lunch for me, please? And let me know what you got. Little things like that goes a long way. It goes a long way of how to nurture and keep a relationship going. Relationships it's easy to get in them, but it's hard to maintain them. On a daily basis, it's hard. A lot of us don't believe in consistency, know what consistency is, know how we want to be treated, therefore how to treat other people. I'm big on consistency. And that's why I don't have a lot of people in my life, because I know I pride myself. If I got to get up 30 minutes early just to make sure that I take time to have a conversation with someone, I do it. Just something I do with my mom. It doesn't matter what project I'm on, what my schedule is. I may have clients on the West Coast and I'm on the East Coast. They're 3 hours ahead. I think it's 3 hours ahead, yep. Ahead of me. It doesn't matter what my schedule is. It doesn't matter if I'm traveling or how busy I am. I'm gonna take some time to sit there and have a conversation with my mama. I'm a mama's boy. That's my relationship with my mama. And I'm not talking about no 20, 30 minutes. Me and my mom be on the phone like hours, an hour, 2 or 3. That's my relationship with my mom. With my siblings, I communicate the way that they love to be communicated to. Like me and my sister, Selena, it doesn't matter what we're doing, how long we talk, how long we haven't talked, we remember our last conversation and pick it up. Or she would do something for me. Like, that's where I got that. She would send me $25. Hey, order yourself something for lunch and tell me what you think. Or, hey, when's the last time you had some sushi? Because her and I love sushi. She's like, here, go get you some sushi, child. And I'm like, oh, sis, thank you. Or I would cash out her, girl, when the last time you had a pedicure and a manicure? So I would just cash out her some money. I was like, girl, go get your toes done and take a picture, send it to me. We do silly stuff like that, but it's our love language. I would recommend that you also find your love language. Go into Google and type in love languages and read and take the test and see what your love language is. So you will better know how to communicate to people and how to give people what they need and know what you need as well. What else I want to say about relationships? take that time. My husband told me something when we first met, and I would keep it always close to me. Um, he said a lie hurts more than the truth, and it hurts longer. He said, I would rather for you to tell me the truth and hurt me than to not tell me anything and lie to me and waste my time, take my trust, break my heart, make me question everything we ever did and you ever said to me because you lied to me. I would rather for you to tell me the truth and I can deal with it and we can deal with it than you to not tell me or to lie to me and we go through this relationship and I think one thing when it's something else. I would say that I would encourage anyone to always be transparent, to always tell your truth. Whatever it is, how dark it is, how sad or how mean it can be, tell your truth. Because I believe that when you put things out there, nobody can use it against you because it's already free. It's already out there. They already know that about you. Okay? But when we sit there and try to hold that stuff close to us and manipulate and try to control things and try to stick it in the lower part of our back of our butt and think nobody's gonna see it, baby, let me tell you something. At some point over time, you're gonna relax and it's gonna come out. So tell the truth. Tell the truth. If it hurt, it hurt, but tell the truth in all that you do, especially when it comes to these relationships. Tell the truth. If you know that child is not that man's child, tell that man. Let that man know. Because the way people handle things now, people are not wrapped the way they used to be wrapped. And if you know what I mean by that, you get what I'm putting down. Because you got to understand, not only are you lying to yourself, you're lying to the person that you are coming in contact with or the people you're coming in contact with. If you know that you have an STD, you need to let some people know, especially that you're having interaction with. If you know you have a health problem, impotency, whatever, one over it, you better let people know that. You better let your mate know that. Because you will want somebody to tell you. If you know you were born biologically a man and you transitioned to a woman, you may want to let the person know that you're sleeping with you. I know I'm stepping on some shoes right now, but we need to let people know our truth. If you know you cannot balance no checkbook and you got 25 cents in the account or you 25 cents negative, you better let somebody know that's having close relationships with you. Okay? Please, y'all let people know. Tell people. People tell me like you brutally honest or you can be brutal. I said, well, let me tell you something, baby. Life ain't easy. Life ain't cute. Life ain't nice. Life ain't gonna sit there and tell you, well, you sit down, baby, I got something I wanna tell you or give to you. And wrap it up in a Tiffany blue gift box or Cartier or Louis Vuitton or whatnot or Target or the dollar store and just hand it to you. Baby, it gives it to your raw dog. And you have to react and adapt and do what you need to do. So I hear from the hip. I'm like my mom, who's like her dad. So it was roll time to us. I don't want to waste your time. I'm not going to sit here and be like, sweetie, baby, let me tell you something real sweet, nice, in a hurry, and cute. I'm going to let you know this is not going well. You're not pulling your weight. I need you to step it up the way that I've been stepping it up. And I understand you may not be able to give, 50% or 80% like I'm giving, but I need you to step up what you're doing. And if it was vice versa, I want you to give it to me straight. Nate, look. Sometimes when you deliver information, it's hard. It hurts. I was like, okay, well, I can soften my approach a little bit, but I'm still gonna say what I need to say to you because it needs to be said to you because I care. And if I didn't care what I'm saying to you, you wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be having this conversation. Because once again, I'm not trying to waste my time. I don't want to waste your time, because that's the most precious thing we have on this earth. Everything else got a charge on it. So please, let's be honest, people. Let's be truthful. Honest to yourself. Honest to God. Honest to the people you come in contact with. And you get to pick and choose who you want in your life. You get to pick and choose what relationship is going to be healthy enough for you. And it's not my place to tell you what is healthy and what is not healthy. But I will tell you one thing. There's no good gonna come to anything that is low down, good for nothing. You're hurting somebody, you're hurting yourself. Ain't no good gonna come to that. So you best deal with a place from love and peace and light. That's what I try to do. And if I hurt somebody along the way, I'm quick to apologize. I'm quick to make sure that that behavior doesn't repeat itself or it's an occurrence. I think a lot of us are in relationships and situationships, and there are occurrences happening, and you're mad at the occurrences and the individual when you need to be mad at yourself. Let me say that again for the people in the back of the room. I think some of us are mad at the occurrences. You could look it up, Google occurrences. That means something that happened more than one time. And instead of fixing it, nipping it in the bud, or letting that person know that hurt you and move on with or without them, you have allowed that person to sit in your midst and continually do what they do to you. And you're mad at what they're doing to you and who they are than being mad at yourself for allowing it to happen. Because all the occurrences that has happened to you in your life and all the people that you've came in contact with in your life have one thing in common, and that's you and me. I had to stop getting mad at them and start getting mad at Nate and start doing that work in Nate. So those occurrences and those people would not be happening again in my life. Y'all think about that. Chew on that. Take that with you. Because at the end of the day, it's all about experiences and life and lessons, forgiveness, giving glory to the Lord of our time on this earth. Now, how well you spend it and how well I spend it is up to us. But I tell you one thing, I ain't never heard nobody say, and I've been around a number of dead people who have transitioned from being here to leaving here. And none of them said anything about, I'm thankful for my job. I'm thankful for the apartment or house or condo that I have. I'm thankful for the car that I have or the amount I have in my bank or the different designers I have in my closet. They were sad or hurt or grateful of the experiences that they had with the people that were in their lives, the relationships. So it's up to us to make those relationships work, valuable, meaningful, before we're transitioning from this temporary place. Because, oh yeah, my friends, this is temporary. If you didn't know that, just FYI, I love you, but I want to tell you this is temporary. This life, us being on this earth, these relationships and experiences, it's all temporary. Meaning there was a born date and a death date on all of us. And what we do in between that time is truly left up to us. I thank you guys for listening. I thank you guys for showing up. I thank you guys for taking the time out your busy life to want to hear what my big head, full lips, brown self had to say about relationships. But please know, I give all the thanks and glory to my Creator, my God, my Father, my husband, my spiritual father, of all the things that he's done for me and the fact that I'm still here, because I am truly a walking testimony. I was not supposed to be here today. There was people that went to bed last night. They had a plan on what they wanted to do, where they were going to go, what they were going to eat. what they were going to experience today, but they didn't wake up. But you and I did. And it's up to us what we do with this experience, this blessing, this gift that we have. That's why they call it a present, the present. It is truly a gift. Guys, take care of yourselves. Queens, continue being queens. Kings, you are a king even if you don't know it. You are a king even if you don't know where your throne is. You are a king even if you don't have a queen by your side right now. But you are a king. And sis, ladies, you are a queen. Take care of yourselves. Know I love you. I'm grateful for you all. Take care of yourselves and go be blessings. Bye-bye.